Good morning, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes here at Jamie Riddler Studios. I am Jamie. It is Friday, and wow, the wind is blowing. The sky is dramatic, and today is the new black moon, or the black new moon. It is the second new moon in 1 month, and it is said to have strong powers for supporting deep release and new beginnings. So isn't that amazing? We've been really thinking about release and letting go, and here we are at the end of this month. I still can't believe I'm gonna have to let go of September. Where did that happen? And so we are here to let go. Maybe those last things, as we've been clearing those last things, the things that are maybe deep in here or deep in here, that it's time to release. Today is a great day to do that. Sometimes we can even release what doesn't serve us without knowing what it is, with that kind of intention, of may I release all that holds me back. May I release what no longer serves, even those things I am unaware of. So that is a mantra we can use to do that work. It's also the time to think about, well, wow, here is this huge, powerful new moon. What are you going to dream of? What are you going to start? What seed are you going to plant today? What is this the beginning of for you? And that is really something worth thinking about. And a dream board is a great way to do that. Journaling is a great way to do that. But today, and those are things I all love and do and recommend deeply, regularly, all the time. But I'm just having this feeling about this new moon and its depth. And my instinct is, so maybe you can see if this has resonance for you too. My instinct is chair and stare time, meditation, quiet, receptivity, right? Whereas a full moon is action, a new moon is receptivity. So maybe it is a gentle way of opening your heart and opening your ears and your eyes and just paying attention to what new is here for you right now. What is arriving new and fresh? And it may be outside of you, or it may be an impulse inside of you. It may be an idea. It may be a truth. Do you know those things? Oh, these are sometimes the hardest, where you have this sense of knowing what is next, knowing what you should do. This is a good should. It's like this inner pull that actually is your spirit saying this way, this way. And sometimes it's hard to say yes to, because there are challenges ahead, or it means stepping into a new level of you. It means bravery. It means letting go of things that maybe you aren't quite ready to let go of. Today is the day. Yep. Today is also the day for us to share. If you played along with me on Wednesday, I'm so sorry about the tech on Wednesday, and I'm sincerely hoping I don't have anything like that happen today, knock on wood, that we are going to share if we made a collage out of one magazine page. And remember, you just hashtag BTS and we can check out what each other's doing. We could always use hashtag BTS. In fact, in the studio, I think we're going to start a tradition that if you're doing anything with the studio, if you're doing a class, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're watching BTS, hashtag in the studio. And then you can also hashtag the thing itself. So hashtag in the studio, hashtag BTS. Hashtag in the studio, hashtag creative living with Jamie, right? Or hashtag journal club for those of you who are meeting with me today. Yay! I'm so glad we'll be journaling on this very powerful new moon. So did you make a collage with one magazine page? You could use either side and do anything you want with it. I had so much fun. At first, I found myself really being literal, like wanting to just, I love doing this, just take the shapes out as they are and then use them in a new composition. But this time I messed around with them a lot, and this is what I came up with. So I should have taken a picture of the page so I could show you what it was and what it is now. So it was rocks, and this is eggs. It's a painting of eggs. It was rocks and eggs and little kid blocks and marbles. Oh, and nuts. So nuts and a lot of round things. And I didn't really create much of a background, though I did do a little bit of pan pastel around, just to create a sense of energy and movement and land, you know. I actually feel like it could use a little bit of ground along the bottom. So that was super fun. I loved doing it. Did you have fun? Did you do it? You can still do it. You know, and this can be a great, fast, simple, creative practice for you. You know, you've got 10 minutes. Grab one magazine page and see what you can create out of it. You know, if you take your journal with you, grab a magazine page, fold it up, put it in your journal, and when you get somewhere, cut or tear and glue and see what you come up with. You know, I'm always looking for easy, accessible, fun, and meaningful creative practices for us to share. And this one is a good one. Other than that, my life has been full with my sister Susie arriving. Yay! We have already had such a good time. Yesterday, I took the entire day off and we just hung out. We chatted and drank tea and chatted and ate scones and chatted and visited with the cats and chatted, and it was just awesome. So I'm looking forward to so much more of that. The one thing I did do was get in touch with the 3 winners of the Art of Play book by Joan Stanford, which was a giveaway for the Creative Living with Jamie podcast. And the 3 winners were Anita, Leonie, and Hiranya. I've written to all of you, so you just need to send me your address and I'll send it to the publisher and they will send you the book. And be sure to go and check out the podcast. This week I talked to life alchemy coach Victoria Smith, and she is awesome, full of energy and inspiration and creativity and mojo. So come visit and see that. You can also find it on iTunes. Oh, and the other big thing too is yesterday my pictures came in. You know how I went for the photo shoot? The pictures came in, and this was an emotional roller coaster. It is a really interesting experience to be faced with over 400 photos of yourself and to look at yourself with such intensity. And it like this, see, I went straight to my heart. It's a bit tender on the heart. I think also too, seeing yourself through somebody else's lens is also seeing yourself through somebody else's eyes. And so you see things that you never saw before. You see yourself in a new way. For me, there were all sorts of pictures where I was like, do I look like that? Is that me? And it's a little destabilizing to feel that sense of, is that my identity? Is that when other people look at me, is that what they see? I tend to feel me from the inside, right? I tend to have a sense of myself through my energy and my energy transmission, as opposed to how the world might see me. And suddenly in these pictures, fascinating experience, one I think I'm still going through. There are many that I am completely delighted with and so excited to share with you. I'll share one with you at the end that I think really captures the work that I do and I hope transmits the energy that I have. But it really is a powerful experience to see yourself fresh. And it makes me think about years and years and years ago, if you know Liz Lamoureux, she did a project where she looked at herself, like intently looked at herself in the mirror every day, like really in an act of self-love, receiving herself. And that made me think of that too. So there's great vulnerability in being seen, and that includes being seen by yourself. I think, we talk sometimes about the creative gap, that space between, that painful space between the work you've created and the vision in your head. And it's sometimes like this, and it's sometimes like this, and it's sometimes like this. And that can be very difficult to emotionally navigate through. This is exactly what it feels like too, though, to feel this gap between, and I think this probably happens more and more as you get older. I think about my mom holding up her hand and showing me her wrinkles on her arm and saying, "Who is this? When did this happen? This isn't who I feel like inside." So it's a fascinating and challenging thing to deal with when that gap is between who you feel and know yourself to be and who you see, or what you think other people see, or what other people in fact do see and how they respond to you. I'm just in the place of noticing this phenomenon. Our relationship to our identities is so crucial for us as people and also as artists. Maybe that's a part of, okay, well, hold on. Maybe as we get older and our voice is stronger, right? We know more and more about who we are. Then we can also transmit that energy through different mediums, not just through the medium of our body. We can take some pressure off the medium of our body to tell the world who we are, and instead be able to transmit that with power and truth in our words and in our photographs and in our paintings and in our movement and in our homes and in the things we're taking our identity and creating all sorts of external representations of what it is. I'm kind of fascinated. I'm going to continue to pursue that line of thought. I'm kind of fascinated by it. I'll be so curious to hear your thoughts about that. And I'm so looking forward to seeing your one-page magazine collages. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend in your studio. Remember, your life is your studio. Have some fun in there. Notice what's arriving for you. And take some quiet time today to open your heart, your mind, your energy to receive the messages that you're meant to receive here on the Black New Moon.